People of the State of Michigan versus Channing Halsey. This is file 1721323. Mr. Halsey is appearing by video. His attorney today is Ms. Jackson. Ms. Albert is his agent. He's on probation on a charge of criminal sexual conduct in the 4th degree, which is a crime punishable by up to 2 years. And Ms. Jackson has talked with Mr. Halsey about the petition. Ms. Jackson, what does he wish to do?
He's ready to admit to the violations, both count 1 and 2.
Okay. Mr. Halsey, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Count 1 alleges a violation of condition 33, which says you have to make efforts to maintain employment, can't be terminated, can't quit a job without permission of your agent. It says on April 20th, you quit your employment without permission from your agent. How do you plead to that charge?
I did.
Count 2 is a violation condition 31, which says you have to abide by your curfew of 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. unless being excused by first obtaining written permission from your agent. And that on or about April 26, 2021, you were found to not be at your approved residence during your curfew. How do you plead to that?
I did.
Has anyone promised you anything to admit to the violations?
Sorry, what was that?
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to admit to the violations? No. Has anybody threatened you?
No.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yep.
All right, so what happened? You first quit your employment on April 20th. Why is that?
Well, because I was having some issues with the line leader and some other people. Basically, I guess I just wasn't good enough for my job. Everybody was talking crap behind my back, and I just wasn't going to deal with it. So I pretty much just did them a favor and walked out because, to excuse my language, they were pissing me off. And then I ended up calling my PO right after I had walked out of the job.
Okay. So you called right after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then right after
two alleges that. Go ahead.
And then right after that, I had gotten my previous job back that I had before that.
Okay. And then on April 26th, you were out after curfew. Why is that?
I guess my aunt's car had broken down. I had received a call from like 3 different people because nobody else wanted to help her out. And I decided to just, I guess, do it. And I had gotten ready to go help her out. And I'd gotten pulled over 3 blocks away from my house.
Why did you get pulled over?
Plates on a vehicle.
Okay. All right. All right. So, quit your job without notifying, getting approval from your agent beforehand. 2, being out after curfew for that. Okay, Ms. Albert?
Your Honor, he did notify me immediately after he quit his job, and he also did notify me even in the middle of the night when he was stopped by the officer. He sent me a text message, and then he made contact with me first thing in the morning. And he was honest about it, about what happened and about being out. He hasn't denied either violation, even when we've talked about it. This is his 2nd violation. He did have one in April of 2019. It would be my recommendation, given that it is a 2nd violation, that he be sentenced to 4 days jail.
Hey, Ms. Jackson?
Yes, Your Honor. In talking with him, it appears that he is nearing the end of his probation. That he thinks it's going to hopefully be terminated sometime this year. That he knows he's possibly facing some jail time, but he does have his job where he said he's working. I think he said like 39 hours a week or something like that. I maybe wrong, but anyway, if possible, if he does get jail time in this, if he could work around his work schedule so he can keep his job at Buffalo Wings and Sturgis, is that where it said?
Okay, well, we don't need to know where he's working.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Halsey, what do you have to say?
I was pretty much agreeing with it, if it's possible.
All right, well, we got to get past this idea that every violation has a consequence of jail. So you complied with everything you were supposed to do, except you did it the wrong way.
Yes,
Rather
sir.
than calling your agent and saying ahead of time, I'm having problems at work. These people are doing this, they're doing that. I don't know how much more I can take it. She would have counseled you on the right way to do it. Go to your management, go to your people, and if it was necessary, you can leave a job, but have another job lined up. But this, I was doing them a favor by leaving because they were pissing me off. It's that whole attitude of, if you're not used to people doing things that make you upset, you're going to have a heck of a time as you get older in life on how to deal with it. No job have I ever worked at where I enjoyed everything about it every day of the week, and then but you don't quit a job until you got something else lined up, and you do it the right way. You don't just walk off. So that's one thing, and that's why we have that rule that you talk to your agent ahead of time so that she knows what's going on. And it's the same thing as if you call your agent and say, look, my aunt's car's broken down, I need help, I need to help her, I'm going to do it. That's one thing. But how many calls she gets saying, hey, I just got arrested, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I had to go do this thing. Like, that's why we have that rule, so you don't break the curfew.
Understandable.
But you can work with her on it. So again, as she said, you did everything, you notified her immediately, and you weren't doing anything illegal, and you weren't doing anything improper. So there's no reason jail's going to do anything other than to impress upon you that you have to talk ahead of time rather than wait till something happens. Now this is your second one, and as you said, you're not getting off this year. You can get off next year. Now you can also ask for an early discharge, but you have to be 3 months clean of any violations. And so that's why the agents have to bring each of these technical violations to my attention immediately, or they can do a written waiver with you as long as they're not going to order jail. But it has to be documented that you're being warned. You can't just keep violating the terms of your probation. You're going to have to appear in front of the judge, and once you get 4 of these, you can be revoked, or 3. Now, in your case, we don't need to get to 4 because this is a sexual offense, and so the inappropriate touching that occurred is a 2-year misdemeanor, so it's not subject to that 4 times. But I'm not going to put you in jail over this where you seem to have done what you were expected to do just afterwards and not before. What are his goals yet, Ms. Albert, as to this probation, as to what he needs to work on?
He's already completed services with CMH. He completed the center, which included employability skills, life skills, and MRT. He's completed sex offender treatment, and he's met all his financial obligations.
Okay, so we're just waiting for the time and you to be at least 3 months clean under these new rules to discharge you from probation early once we notify the victim. So it may be just, it's either another year, or if you were able to keep your nose clean and not do anything wrong, it could be sooner than that, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you understand now? So you don't feel the need for any MRT or anything like that for this impulsiveness. You think that it was a one-time thing with his employer that he hasn't had a problem with continually.
No, and I've only supervised him for a few months, but I didn't see that in the notes.
Okay.
I think he switched sectors of employment, and I think that maybe he went looking for more money perhaps, and it just wasn't something that he could handle or tolerate.
Okay. All right, so second technical violation, again, Mr. Halsey, follow the rules, reread them if you need to remind yourself of them. And you're nearing the end of this long probation, and I want to be sure that at the end of it, you've already done everything you can as far as treatment. It's just a matter of waiting the time now, and when your agent feels satisfied, possibly discharging you, okay?
Okay.
All right, good, Mr. Halsey. Thank you very much.